Ankara, Port, Black Widow. Obviously, we all feel that Port's probably a good map here for all gamers. What about the other two? What's the score? Who's going to win?
I actually think this one is going to be a 2-0 for Vincent Gaming.
Oh, wow.
I think with having two performances on Port to study from this event alone, Vincent has a lot in their arsenal to try and counter what they've seen come out of AG so far. And on top of that, when you look at their worst performing game being a 10-6 so far out of Vincent, that's a pretty solid run so far, and I think they're going to continue that forward and keep that momentum.
Yeah, it's an interesting point as well, noting that the map that all gamers banned out was Subbase, a map that we didn't have to see Vincent Gaming play in the quarters either. So they've seen Vincent play Ankara and Black Widow up against the Chinese team, and they didn't break a sweat, to be perfectly honest. So to me, it's really going to come down to do all gamers come out ready to go, but we will have to wait and see. Guys and girls, the time is now. The Crossfire Stars 2019 Grand Finals semi-final number 1. All gamers from China up against VINCIT Gaming from Brazil.
Just like that, Kyle, we're underway with an excellent match ahead. All gamers versus Vincent Gaming. And we've seen already the Brazilians dominate Super Valiant on this map with an excellent defense. Looking forward to seeing more of the same here. I'm going for Vincit. You're going for Vincit. Hopefully all gamers can prove us wrong and put on quite a show for the Chinese crowd.
Yeah, definitely, but I think there's going to be a lot more problems here for Vincent to deal with on this AG roster. You have the likes of both ZQ and ZY, who I would argue are definitely stronger entry fraggers than what we've seen out of the SV roster so far at CFS 2019. But we'll see what exactly they have in store for us here in the first map, as it's going to be AG putting a lot of pressure on mid to start off this round. Meanwhile, we do have Mendez looking to challenge, but not quite ready for Bean to be right in front of him there as he picks up the opening pick here. Lukum trades out immediately, though, taking down LSN, already an early 4v4 here.
And with all gamers taking full mid control, you saw DGZ actually is pushed up very far on the A side, so that should give some information towards Vincit Gaming. And Vincit Gaming are ready for that B retake that we know they're so good at. But it will be up to all gamers now to spot this out. They've gotten a lot of map control. They might be able to make the move towards the A site. And that's what I would expect them to do. DGZ might just actually get caught on the flank here. And they are. They are working their way towards the A site. They've picked it up. They've read the signs. And now it will be up to Vincit Gaming to show us one of those classic Brazilian retakes.
DGZ needing to be the impact player here for his team, but Lukum potentially to try and sneak behind them as well here. It's a very interesting setup here. But the bomb is still yet to be planted, just barely going down here. But ZQ finds Lukum on the rotation, and that is a huge pick to go the way of AG here now, as the bomb will be planted. 30 seconds for the retake. We can already see Mazin and Ryuza working their way around the global risk spawn to try and find their way back in. ZQ, though, hunting, and right now DGZ is completely out of positioning.
And that has been the tale of this round so far, with only 17 seconds left on the clock. The retake is going to come in with the Vincit Gaming players hand in hand, but DGZ left very far behind, no help to the team, and Bean is going to fire up there and get a couple of closing kills for that round and give the Chinese crowd something to cheer about. A little bit of a case of too little too late there, Kyle.
Definitely was, and it almost looked like a bit of jitters here in the first round coming out from Vincit Gaming. Not what you want to see here to start things off in this best of 3, but we'll see if they can recover, as this is definitely a map where I'd say they're favored here on. But AG looking very crisp and clean in that first round.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, they didn't put a foot wrong at the end of the day. It is only the first round, but we've seen how important it is to get off onto a good footing, and You know, one thing I noticed, and one thing that will be different for this these games with the boys playing on the stage here, is when they were in the studio, they were almost, you know, within yelling distance, within throwing a stone's throw at each other. And the Chinese were using that as an advantage to throw out some sort of fake calls, you know, like when they're saying B is weak. I mean, obviously, the Brazilians, they speak Portuguese, they can't understand. But with the Chinese players just yelling out things randomly, it really keeps you second guessing as you can hear it over your headphones. With the two booths here and they're completely separated, the communication between the two teams is going to be absolutely zero. And if anything, they'll just be feeding off the energy of the crowd.
Yeah, they definitely will here, and I think that may give AG a little bit of an advantage here. The Brazilians don't have that sort of intimidation to throw in their opponent's face anymore. But still, we've seen just in aim duels alone, they've been the stronger region, I'd say, overall. But I definitely wonder what's going to come out of this team just being very young and inexperienced on these live stages. They've only had really one big performance this year to look at. And I think this is going to be a really hard one for them. They don't have that home field advantage. Their only live performance was, in fact, in Brazil. So they're going into the Chinese territory now where they could have a lot of struggles in front of them. And also you have to wonder, these Chinese teams both have a lot on their shoulders as well, not wanting to give up another grand finals once again.
Exactly. They want an all-Chinese grand final if they can get one to make up for last year. But at the same time, I mean, this is the worst-case scenario for the Brazilian players, having just lost that first round, being a little bit sloppy, and then having that little technical break, just letting you stew on the fact that you just made a couple of mistakes. And so now, Vincit Gaming might just want to get on the front foot, but instead, they're going to opt to play the way they normally do. And you know what? It's turned out pretty good for them so far.
Here at the start, it's going to be AG getting aggressive in mid once again, playing for that early positioning advantage here. ZQ looking to lead the charge here up into mid. LSN quickly behind him, though, waiting for the trade this time around. Mendez not going to be playing that mid-forward position. He's going to be playing over towards the A vents. ZY, though,
it's very
has
good
a hunch.
So far in the group stages and the quarterfinals. It's a bit of a notorious spot for him, isn't it, really? So it is cause for concern that, you know, AG could go in there and try and take the fight. G just doing their usual stuff where they just go back and forth between the two bomb sites, and Mendez is going to be left with a lot of work to do here. He just needs one. He's in a one-and-done position if he does not get one. But it looks like he's going to get two. Mendez, 3, 4, what the hell? Mendez, 5 with the ace. That is unreal.
Incredible way to turn things right back around. AG, they were feeling confident after that first round, but surely not now, as it's going to be a complete turnaround.
I don't think we've seen an ace like that so far. That's unreal.
Yeah, Mendez in that position, he just didn't get caught soon enough. There was no trade set up. They were not ready clearly for someone to be there.
Well, that is a huge punishment for all gamers. You know, they played that first round so well, and then you've got to just say they made a huge mistake right there to not even capitalize, not even trade out on Mendez. But that's the Brazilian flair that we're used to seeing now.
AG going to be rotating to a potential B take here. They've only got one player over towards the A bomb site. It's going to be Bean, who's actually rotating himself now towards the lower B tunnels, going to group up with the rest of his team, go in for a late execution here over toward B. But they have to be careful. There's a very forward aggressive setup coming out from VINCIT Gaming here, having two players positioned just outside of long.
We see this time and time again from the Brazilians, don't we, really, Kyle? But all gamers, they finesse the middle part of the map, but they never really clear out that far right side as if, you know, almost to give away the fact that they will eventually be heading towards A. Well, it's going to be up to VINCIT Gaming now to use this knowledge as the bit of noise gets made towards the A site and the counter flashes come in. But here comes that imminent attack. Mendez not able to do anything as Zai makes that entry onto the site without being traded as well. But Ryu, he will go down, leaving the site empty, and it's a 3-on-4 for VINCIT Gaming.
Things looking better and better for AG on the round. They have to be careful. Lukum on the flank, spots one, not able to connect the shots just yet to take him out of the picture, though. DGZ trying to rotate in here with Mazin as well. The trades will still favor AG, but a lot of damage has now been dealt. Mazin and DGZ, though, have no good position to try and retake this one. They just have to force their way in here.
That's an uncharacteristic miss from Bean as well, as LSN will hold off the A site, leaving it all up to DGZ 1v3. I don't think he has a chance, but he's going to give it a crack. And ZQ and all gamers, they answer straight back with one of their own. Again, that retake not working out so far for VINCIT Gaming, and all gamers really not making that same mistake twice, where allowing Mendez to get multiple kills on the A site will fall in their favor, and well, that's good signs for all gamers. Without the help of Bean, they're still able to get a lead, and VINCIT Gaming now on the aggression. This is all too familiar for all gamers, a common strategy nowadays. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Lukem over here towards that B site.
Definitely will. Lukem already rotating back to try and stop this push out of the lower B tunnels, but he has to come up big time for his team. Not able to find any kills there. That is a crucial mistake, as now it's going to be a full retake for VINCIT Gaming. They don't really have a good position. Once again, they got exposed on the aggressive play over towards A, and now they're left in full retake here. LSN already caught on to Ryuzo's position. He's going to be stalling this one perfectly. Ryuzo now waiting for the support from Mendez, but nobody is peeking out here on the AG roster to give it up. LSN finds one, Bean gets another. It's already a 5-on-2. Mendez and Mazin looking for a miracle here, but it doesn't look too likely.
Yes, the Brazilians really slow to warm up into this game. Obviously, we've had the heroics from Mendez, but everyone else taking their time warming up into it. And the Chinese will secure another very quick round heading into that B site, despite that aggression coming out from VINCIT Gaming early on in the round. Lukem, obviously very important kill there for all gamers, as he really could have turned the tide, as you were saying, Kyle. Now we'll see the setup from all gamers. Nothing too fast. We're used to seeing a 3-man stack on the A site for VINCIT Gaming. They haven't been very lucky at all in their bomb site defenses. You know, they've had 3 players holding B when all gamers have gone A, especially with DGZ pushed up halfway through the map. So some fantastic reads coming out from all gamers, really hampering that defensive side for the Brazilians.
Now we see a bit of a different setup here coming out from VINCIT Gaming. No forward aggression at all in this round. 3-man stack over towards the A bomb side as well. But we'll see what AG decide to do here. They have been, as you said, very good at reading the strategies so far in this first map. And VINCIT Gaming looking a little bit worrisome here on this first map, considering Port is on the horizon as the second map in this series. VINCIT definitely wanting to take this map into their control.
And, I mean, in your experience, Kyle, you've seen a few of his games. How do you see Ankara going? Mostly to the attacking side or usually to the defensive side?
It does have a tendency to lean either 5-4-6-3 in favor of the attacking side is generally an average I would go with on this map. So
yep.
AG probably not looking too comfortable yet, but still a 3-1 lead has to feel at least a little bit safe for now.
All right, well, looks like VINCIT Gaming have gone back to their B retake strategy, which we saw work extremely well for them against Super Valiant. And it will be up to DGZ versus Bean here. Probably through a smoke grenade. We'll just wait for that to come, and then DGZ will have to make the shot through the smoke. Instead, Bean finds Mendez on the rotate, trying to sneak behind the box before the execute. And that'll be sufficient entry for VINCIT, but whoa, Mason goes a little bit crazy, takes down Bean. That's a big kill, but Zai there to equal up the scores for the team. And VINCIT on the retake together as a team. Ryu opens up. That's going to be big for VINCIT. He gets another unanswered. Unfortunately, not enough. The Chinese find a way, and they have so far, and that's been the story for this game so far. It looks like it's very difficult to retake those bomb sites. The Brazilians, they've been able to do it against every single other opponent except all gamers so far. They've made it one of their strengths, but if you can't pull out one of your strengths in the semi-finals, that's not a good look.
It's definitely not. In VINCIT Gaming, they're going to have to change their strategies here, and surprisingly, we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive as they were against Super Valiant in their matchup, and maybe they're almost showing a bit too much respect in their positions here and how they're playing on this first half so far. Maybe a little nervous here in this semifinal matchup, but all gamers, they're going to be storming right in once again. Lukem finds one, Ryuzo able to hold on. Lukem, though, gets a second. Mendez rotates in, takes down TMQ, and Ryu is there to close it out, and that is exactly what they needed at this point in this half, finally getting that second round on the board.
Yeah, finally. Finally, one of those gambles pays off for VINCIT Gaming. The stack on the A site, and all gamers walk straight into it. No fake, no map control for them, and that's going to pay off dividends for VINCIT Gaming. They go back to their usual B aggression at the start of the round, but DGZ's been picked off already by ZQ. That's huge on the A site. But that also tells a bit of a tale of its own, doesn't it? Being DGZ on the aggression, that might mean he's the only player there if all gamers have done their homework, which I'm sure they have. So it'll be interesting to see if they do continue to take this map control towards B site and instead opt to fall back towards A. Minute 50 on the clock, still plenty of options there. Mendez giving away his position towards middle, but that's a great shot on ZQ, who's just gone a little overzealous. And now Lukum, if he can get a multi-kill here, this could almost secure the round single-handedly. He's got the information that they're going back towards the A site, and that, for me, in my mind, would be enough to secure the round. Let's see how it plays out.
Ryuzao in the key position here. We'll see if he can hold things off. He definitely has a hunch that someone is going to be rotating right into him here, just holding a very safe spot to watch for both entries here onto the A bomb site. Ryuzao, though, has to try and grab at least 2 in order to hold on here. Not able to get anything done, though. ZY takes him out immediately. Mendez, we'll see if he can be the hero on A once again for his team. Looking to find the first, finds the first. Doesn't actually spot the second player, though. I'm not sure how he didn't see that one. Beam trades it out, takes down Mendez. It's Lukum on the rotation to try and get some things done here. But it's looking like it could be a little bit too late.
This is so much pressure now on the remaining 2 players for VINCIT Gaming to keep this first half close. They're stuck out of the bomb site, totally isolated from one another. They're going to have to try and time their aggression and make every single shot. TMQ in no man's land will go down. The bomb hasn't been planted yet, which is a good sign for the Brazilians. LSN going a little aggressive. Lukum opting to fall back. I think VINCIT Gaming are wondering why the C4 has not been planted. Lukum knows all about it. He's going to get out of dodge. You can see Mazin. He's also close towards the A site. Should they opt to plant, he might be able to make a move on the person planting the C4 at the time, but LSN will come up to cover Bean. Now, Mazin, his position, they don't really know about it, so he's kept relatively quiet. It'll be interesting to see if he gives it away early, and he does, but he takes down Bean with a great shot, leaving him in a one-on-one against LSN. Lukum so far away, a crucial kill there from Mazin, and this will be an easy defuse and a great round for the Brazilians under a lot of pressure.
Very clean round there, but Mazin getting a lot of that credit, winning that 2v3 for his team. Very huge performance from him in this round, and the 4-1 now dwindles just to the 4 and 3 for VINCIT Gaming now. Yeah, so just one round.
It's almost like a collapse, Kyle, but I don't want to say that. But all gamers, they're not looking as strong as they were originally. VINCIT Gaming now starting to warm up, get a little bit of momentum, and we know how important that can be in Crossfire.
Especially if you consider this is very worrisome, considering in their second halves, they've almost shut out teams completely if they get that momentum on their side. We saw SV put up 0 rounds in their second half in their best of 1 against VINCIT Gaming. So going into that attacking side next, it could be a lot of pressure on AG to try and close this one out. And still, VINCIT could take this half even. 5-4 would be an incredible turnaround considering how this started.
That would be an absolute fairy tale turnaround for VINCIT Gaming, as they have taken that B map control, but because they didn't find any all-gamers players, they've actually fallen back and they're preemptively stacking the A site, but it might be a little bit too early. Instead, they're actually forcing all-gamers away. So this better be a double fake, because you're pushing all-gamers towards that B site. You've thrown 2 smoke grenades now to the A choke point. So all-gamers already know something will be up. Interesting to see if, you know, they've just gone back towards B for the time being to push away any sort of flank, and they will again eventually opt towards to go towards A. With a minute 10 on the clock, they do have plenty of time to make these sorts of decisions. This is smart by all gamers, clearing out this B hall, as we have seen Lukum or you know, anyone else really from VINCIT Gaming push up so far. DGZ, the man to watch for VINCIT Gaming with that sniper. He is critical to these B retakes. Notice no one really opts to play in the B site for the Brazilian outfit now, as the B execute will come in. Usually DGZ can find 1 or 2, but not today. He's completely locked out as the grenades come in, doing a lot of damage to VG. And let's see, this is one of those all-time classic Brazilian retake moments. Let's see if they can do it with 32 on the clock.
AG, though, playing this setup very clean right now. 3 players holding off the initial retake positioning, but Mazin and Ryuzao, they come in. DGZ finds another. Beans left alone on site. TMQ was watching the flank, but it's not going to matter. DGZ finds another. TMQ left alone, has to try and clutch this 1v2, but Mendez starting to falter under the pressure. He goes down. The 1v2 goes to AG. Somehow it slips away from VINCIT Gaming. That's going to be a 5th round on the board now for all gamers.
Speechless after that shot from DGZ. That was unreal to take out the main man Bean. But then to see TMQ, he really held his nerve in that 1v1. And that was the difference. The Brazilians, both sides now, starting to show the cracks of the pressure and make a few mistakes here and there. And that's why the scoreline is as close as it is. And Bean will go down quickly to Mazin, not traded out by TMQ. And that's actually a huge advantage for VINCIT Gaming. But also, if TMQ was to go down, that's a big fall for all gamers. They can't afford that. So in the end, potentially a good decision there by TMQ. It'll be interesting to see how it pans out. This is the last round for this half. And really, VINCIT Gaming, they want to establish that closeness going into the second. Like you said, Kyle, does seem to have that attacking bias because the bomb sites can either be very difficult to get into, but once you're in, they're almost impossible to retake. It wasn't until this tournament where I've seen the Brazilians show how effective a retake can be, but not today. They've been pretty unsuccessful, particularly on that B site, and that was a strength for them.
Right now, we have 8 of the 9 remaining players here over towards this B bomb site. Mendez left alone on A. It's already going to be a fight. TMQ takes down Lucum, and there's almost an over-rotation here out of the bomb site. There is a little bit of an opening here coming out from all gamers to try and sneak in here. They have 3 players still towards B, but nobody's actually directly defending the site.
I'm flabbergasted to see DGZ move that far back. It's like they really, really love that retake on the B site. And having these 3 players towards middle, well, I think it's pretty obvious now all gamers going towards A. So Mendez is going to need some help eventually. Hopefully DGZ is the one to rotate across. If anyone else was to go, I think ZQ might have that lockdown, or maybe TMQ. No, it is indeed LSN who will be waiting for the rotates, but instead they're going to group up as 4. Let's see if we can see more heroics from Mendez here.
He's going to find the first this time. It's not going to be any more, though. TMQ trades out immediately before that one got out of their control. 15
These are really
seconds,
important
though.
trades, Carl.
They've got to plant immediately. They have to be careful, though. DGZ actually in the tower watching the site.
It won't be enough. He's not going to get anything. Usually you find 1 or 2. Instead, he's just in no man's land now. Very far away for the retake. This duel between LSN and GZZ will almost be paramount to VINCIT Gaming winning the round. Such a fast shot as well as the crowd recoils. And now Ryu with another important duel, leaving it all down to ZQ, and it won't be enough. And that is the Brazilians securing the last round of the first half. And I think they've done incredibly well to get back to where they were after a very sloppy start. All right, we're back here with the second half. VINCIT Gaming on the attack, all gamers on the defense. They have the 1-round lead heading into this half, and you can see already all gamers with a never-before-seen B aggression strategy with 3 players, and it's just mayhem here at the double doors. Everyone wants a piece of the action, and it ends up being a 2-on-2. So now it's really anyone's round. It's as if, who needs bomb sites? Who needs attack? Who needs defense? We're just going to smash heads against each other and see who comes out the battle of attrition.
And already there's going to be a fight here on the B bomb site between all of the remaining players here. But VINCIT Gaming, it's going to be Mazin, just walks in, gets the double kill. And that's how it's done here, tying things up to start off the second half.
Tell you what, those aggressive takes from all gamers on their defense have not worked out at all this tournament. It really puzzles me to see why they continue to go for them. But what I like from that is the instant reaction from VINCIT Gaming, just to say, no, you will not impose your will on us. And again, they're going for more aggression. And again, it is VINCIT Gaming who will come out on top. And now we have the all-important play here is actually ZY, who's found his way through to the attacking team's spawn. And we do have 3 players with the C4 on the B site. So a retake from all gamers needing to come out here. They don't have any advantages in this round. DGZ taking a lot of damage, but gets a great shot in reaction to Zai. And, well, it's all looking like too hard for all gamers.
It is ZQ and Bean, though, the dynamic duo on the retake. But Ryuzo, he shuts them both down.
This is crazy, Kyle. This is crazy. This is what Vincit Gaming did to Super Valiant. You shouldn't be able to do this, not against one of the best Chinese teams.
Maybe that's the trick, though, here. VINCIT Gaming, maybe they just let their opponents start to feel a bit comfortable and then just take it right away from them.
They've given all gamers a glimmer of hope. They've given them that hope, and now they want to crush them and take that hope away. All gamers now with no option but to sit back in their site passively. They've been taught a very valuable lesson here. If you try to come at VINCIT Gaming, you better not miss.
With this 3-man stack on the A-bomb site, you have to wonder if AG will finally be able to hold on here. But VINCIT Gaming on these entries have had so much success so far in this second half. Mendez leading the charge here. Mazin and Lukem ready to go in through the arches as well. ZY and ZQ, though, holding the cross here on arches. We'll see if they can actually lock this one down. The flashes come in. It's going to be Ryuzao picking up the double. DGZ takes down another. And that's already full site control in the hands of VG.
Well, this is really looking bad for all gamers. They're already on the back foot again. Third round into the defensive side. They don't stand a chance if this pace and momentum keeps coming out from VINCIT Gaming. This is what everyone is scared about. This is what all the competitors here have been talking about when they say VINCIT Gaming are the team to beat. Their attack is just so calculated. They've walked into the A site stack and they've come out on top again. Bean is going to need to pull out some A-class heroics to get his team just this one round. On a 2-on-3 retake, Mazin is just going to wipe them both up. And right now, the Brazilians are going to be feeling pretty damn good about themselves. But it's not over yet. They can't afford to get cocky. They are on the attacking side, and they're having a great time. But at any point, I feel like AG can level things back up.
The problem with all gamers right now is they tried that first round aggressive strat, but since then, they've run the same exact strategy every round. Two players trying to push out a B, but it doesn't matter. VINCIT Gaming already puts the pressure once again on this A-bomb site. It's going to be a 3-for-1 exchange, though. ZY gets the triple kill from the stairs, and that's going to be it. DGZ, he's left alone here, 1v4. Surely not able to do it. He finds the first. Half HP left, though. Not going to happen. TMQ takes him out. And finally, AG get around on the board this second half.
Oof, just as I said as well, Kyle, I think VINCIT Gaming got a little bit cocky. They've gone in. The timing was pretty bad. They miscalculated the side alley player coming through very late, and that allowed ZY to have this individual effort. And whenever one individual does strike multiple players like that, you really can put it down to a mistake on the other team. 3 kills for Zai, really securing that round for all gamers, and immediately they're almost back in it. The Chinese crowd have something to cheer for, and that's not what you want if you want VINCIT Gaming. If you're VINCIT Gaming, you want to shut the crowd up. You want to keep them out of this. This is strictly between you and all gamers.
The important part of this round is that VINCIT Gaming see the emptiness in mid and try and find their way in, but Bean holding it alone so far does manage to get one on the board. It's going to be a 5v4 already. Looking a little bit grim here for VINCIT Gaming on the round, but still there is time to recover. But look at all gamers right now completely collapsing around this mid push.
And it's that map control that was really important for VINCIT Gaming. That's what they sacrificed Bazin for. And the B strike will come in through middle. Being unable to capitalize on that kill, but instead he'll pick up the AK, and that will be a huge surprise for VINCIT Gaming. Instead, they capitalize. It is a 2-on-2, still with that Splinter Cell player stuck in the B site, TMQ. Not sure if VINCIT are where they are now. Mendez will have a great little one-on-one tussle with him as the bomb gets planted down relatively early, considering a minute left on the clock. The retake coming in from Zai, well, he's nowhere to be seen, so that's a real question mark for VINCIT Gaming. And how will all gamers work together, considering, oh, they've regrouped now. It is definitely a 2-on-2, both players from both teams trying to use as much teamwork as they can in a crucial match like this. DGZ looking for that last player, TMQ. He was here before. Where is he gone? Nobody knows. But actually, he's gone for a big loop around to meet up with his teammate. The bomb actually never getting planted originally. That's a bit of a problem, as that really could have forced all gamers' hands. Instead, now they've been gifted a 30-second opportunity.
The counter flash comes out from DGZ, trying to get into a new position to potentially peek these players as they retake this bomb site. TMQ feeling the pressure, though. Almost taken down. DGZ hits the falling quickscope there, and he has just been phenomenal so far in this first map, and rightfully so as VINCIT Gaming. They're going to put round number 8 on the board.
These Brazilians, they're like cats. They just keep landing on their feet, and DGZ keeps landing these shots that just shrugs them off like, yeah, that's how it was meant to go. But these are shots that not really anyone else in the tournament except for Bean has been able to do. And, well, he's kept being very, very quiet so far this game. In fact, all of Vincit Gaming have really stopped being from getting too established in this game. ZY, I feel like he's here, but the rest of the All Gamers guys definitely struggling. And 2 rounds left for Vincit Gaming to rule out this whole map. It's time to stand up if you're All Gamers. And Vincit Gaming, look, I still think they got a heap of cards strapped to their chest. They haven't really had to use many tricks to get these rounds that they have. It's just been All Gamers handing it to them on a silver platter. And there hasn't been a whole lot of fakes as well from Vincit Gaming. So I think this is a problem for them. Every time they run towards a bomb site, they get the instant rotate now from All Gamers. They're reading their playbook and starting to understand. It's going to have to be perfect here as DGZ opens up onto the site, gets that extra little bit of territory for the rest of the team. But ZQ, oh my God, it's an individual effort from DGZ. And his team has just sat back and watched, and that's given them complete free roam of the map. And the C4 will actually end up going towards the B site. And what was initially meant to be just a fake has worked indeed. It's got the full rotate coming out from All Gamers. And instead, they've actually managed to get the kill advantage.
Yeah, now rotating Mazin early pays off. He's now able to push up and grab that mid control to hold off the rotators here. Bean and TMQ, though, have to be wondering how they let that slip. Another 3-man stack on the A bomb site, failing for All Gamers. Is a crucial way to go. And now Ryuzo, he's actually going to spot Bean, but Bean reacts very nicely there, takes him down with a nice headshot. TMQ and Bean looking for the retake here. It's not going to happen so far. Mazin finds one. TMQ looking for the 1v2. But again, it's Mazin, the one stepping up for his team and closing out these rounds right when he needs to.
It was literally another case of Vincit Gaming having 2 players who are going to close out a round individually. DGZ with the fake getting 3 kills when he's meant to be just a sacrificial lamb, and then Mazin working nicely to finish off that round and getting 2. And you can just see, you know, on All Gamers, they're really struggling. When I see TMQ being the guy with the most kills for them, I really get concerned. I see him as more of a support player. And to see him on top of the scoreboard, it's good to see LSN getting that entry now, but it's onto Ryu. And the rest of Vincit Gaming, it hasn't really bothered them being a man down before. They've found their way onto the B site, being stuck in no man's land. Vincit Gaming won't be able to do anything to capitalize on that, but instead, they will have free entry into that B site, forcing a retake from All Gamers, but instead, they're going on the front foot. They're attacking Bean. They're chasing him down. This is a game of ring around the rosy here on the B site. It shouldn't be like this, but Bean, All Gamers, they're under pressure, and really, it's up to them now to answer the call.
TMQ, though, steps up once again, gets the double kill. LSN finds 1, but DGZ, he gets 3, but it's not going to be enough.
Well, it's certainly enough for All Gamers as they finally back in this game after being just manhandled by Vincit Gaming. They finally breathe a sigh of reprieve as something finally goes their way. And Vincit Gaming maybe just getting a little overzealous trying to close out this round, having 2 players leave the bomb site to chase down Bean. They know how important he is. And again, now we've got a 5-man coming through, a smoke grenade catching LSN off guard. TMQ with some great map control will actually end up getting a frag, but it's not going to be enough. I think this is all she wrote on this map. Vincit Gaming very dominant going into the B site. Bomb gets instantly planted, and now the pressure is on All Gamers.
We've got 2 players trapped in spawn here, trying to work their way through. ZY able to find 1. Ryuzo backs off. He knows they have the round secured if they can just hold on to the bomb timer, but TMQ's already found another. It's DGZ and Ryuzo for the map here, looking to hold on 15 seconds for the full retake, but TMQ, he's been the hero for his team so far, but it's not going to matter. DGZ finds 1. ZY and TMQ, though, they collapse in at just the right moment, and they will get the job done here. AG keeping it alive here and making it 9-8, potentially an overtime situation on our hands.
Absolutely. That was definitely one of the most important rounds and most, I think, decisive moments for TMQ to step up and getting those couple of kills and holding that flank position really established AG on the retake, and having that number advantage really just coming out and paying dividends for All Gamers. So now we're finally seeing that Chinese resilience we're used to seeing. You can get them to match point any day of the week, it seems, but that just fires them up, and they really do not give up after that point. And they always try their best to get it back. And this is what I'm used to seeing overtimes here with Chinese teams. We haven't seen it so far this tournament. They've sort of laid down once they've lost the lead. But Mazin is going to open up this round, portrayed it out perfectly by ZY. I mean, he's just been phenomenal so far. CQ, ZY, they're going to fall to Lukum, who's been relatively quiet. And that's going to be the A site. The A retake is coming out instantly from All Gamers, and this could be it. It's a 2-on-3. The C4 is there in the A site. Two of Vincit are here. They have complete control of the site, but they won't be able to plant. But DGZ on the flank will take down TMQ, and that's it. Their first map will go to VINCIT Gaming in the semi-final. The Chinese team will fall.
Welcome back to the desk here at Crossfire Stars 2019 Grand Finals. Our first semi of the tournament. All Gamers up against VINCIT Gaming. Gents, I expected it to be close. We didn't go to overtime, but Kyle, that was a cracker of a match.
A very, very close game, but I think it came down to All Gamers. They had the momentum on their side very early on, but when VINCIT Gaming came out, they came out to close this map, and they did a great job in that second half. DGZ and Mazin stepping up and really making that one happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, right, as Kyle says, All Gamers started strong, and it felt like if they hadn't not had got those first few rounds, the result could have even been worse for them.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about Crossfire. It's very strange in the way that, you know, any round can be won by any team. They come out, they win the first round. There's a bit of a pause, a bit of a technical issue. That really makes VINCIT Gaming stew on it. Then All Gamers come out super aggressive because they won that first round, and their aggression just gets shut down time and time again. And then next thing you know, VINCIT Gaming have an early lead. I think VINCIT Gaming were definitely playing catch-up after that point, though. The attack from All Gamers was pretty good. You know, hitting every site that was, you know, had the least amount of players. Only ever walked into a stack once.
Yeah.
They had full map control, really second-guessing the VINCIT Gaming squad. Then we see the Brazilians get on the attack. And, I mean, that was just ferocious. The attack was ferocious. There was nothing All Gamers could do.
It was like a whole other game. Obviously a match of two sides, which most are. But you have to understand that really when they came out very, very strong. Right now, VINCIT Gaming 1-0 up in this best of three up against the Chinese team. All Gamers. We're going to take a very quick break. And when we come back, we're heading to Port. All Gamers map of choice. Let's see if they can tie this one up.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
这一个弹道路内斯直接一个双杀，A2这边是直接是排到了。
The whole match went as planned. The adjustment we gonna make is that we try to not overpeak as much as we did this time. It was the first match, so mistakes can happen, but we make sure that this will not happen against BD.
一直在犹豫啊，就是犹豫的途中，绝技是直接突破到一个，又打到一个，
后路又看到一个，这边要不要秒第三个？
直接安放C4，
非常聪明，直接安放 C4。B 这个不对，但是
哎呦这一
绿
枪，
豆是真的状态好啊，现
这
在。
第二枪甩的。
我们今天队伍发挥的不是太理想吧，因为有的东西自己没有打好。接下来要打804，我们要尽可能调整好我们所有人最好的状态。
约瑟夫这边直接三杀。
因为我们现在是小组第一出现了嘛，然后小组第二要去看白沙跟埃及的比赛吧。
扳回了1分
，9比6。
9比6。马哲在绕，碧莲不管，直接抽中路，屁股中路4个背身，雅哲正面刷屏，漂亮，一个背身稳住马哲，进的2个，全是人，再换手枪，再拖，漂亮，哇，这一波配合真的是非常的精细啊！4个人过来清，有发现窗口的位置，卢卡马又撤退了，要抓他，道具已经给上了，卢卡。
Eu me senti que ia ser jogo difícil, mas que eu confio muito no meu time e sabia que se a gente jogasse 100% do que a gente joga, a gente conseguia sair com a vitória. Na minha opinião, é o grupo mais difícil que rolou no CFS. A gente sabia que seriam jogos bem difíceis e eu creio que passa o nosso time e o da Super Valiant, que é a SV que a gente acabou de ganhar.
来了，这个造型已经摆了很久了。看维安娜这一枪，直接狙掉，漂亮！干闪身 AD， 再换一个2个，哇！这组破射直接3个爆头，先给车道具，拉回来了，被发现了。近点又吃了1枪手枪。
Nós entramos muito perdidos nos jogos, mas conseguimos nos reencontrar no meio da partida. Nós vamos preparar o psicológico, conversar entre a gente para que tudo dê certo.
Hello and welcome back to Crossfire Stars 2019. Our grand finals here from Shanghai. Today are the semi-finals, the top 4 teams, 2 from China, 2 from Brazil, going head-to-head for a shot at tomorrow's huge best-of-5 grand final. And $500,000 US, Ian. It's hard to fathom just how much money that is here. How much is, yeah, exactly, on the line. 820K USD across these 4 teams. They've already guaranteed themselves minimum 40K, but look, to be honest, I'd probably rather the 500 over the 40. But what about you, Ian? What do you reckon?
I think so. I think I can buy 1 or 2 things with the 500,000.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad day at all. Not a bad day here for VINCIT Gaming from Brazil. We kicked this one off on Ankara, and they come out on top. It was close to begin with, Kyle, but once they got the ball rolling, once they got that momentum, really it was VINCIT Gaming all the way.
Yeah, I think tactically we saw a lot of good changes coming out from all gamers. They looked a lot more prepared than when we've seen them play this map in the past. But the biggest thing for me that I don't think they were prepared for was all of these clutch opportunities that VINCIT was able to take control of. You had Mazin and DGZ single-handedly winning 3 or 4 rounds that they probably shouldn't have been able to take away from all gamers.
Yeah, not to mention, Ian, the 1v5, essentially the ace coming through. Look, yeah, there was
that ace from Mendez was something else.
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
It was a bit hard to give it justice because you just didn't think that was possible, but he made the impossible possible.
It's there. It's on video, but you wouldn't believe it otherwise, I would suspect. So
not from that position either.
No,
It's just unreal.
No.
But they're going to need more of that, and it's very difficult to do something of that effect on this particular map. The choke points are very sort of like a sideways attack on the sites, and that's why Bean is able to capitalize on the one-on-one fights.
Yeah.
And then you have the B site, which is basically just flash grenade and smoke grenade heaven. Everyone's going to be very blind, and that could be a bit of a cluster. Should there be a bit of a duel between like a 5-on-2 there at that site? So it's going to come down to the mid control for me, and to see what sort of sneaky tricks people can do through middle, because that's where I've really seen the weakness for this Chinese team in particular. Just they're not a big defense on middle. They do heavily rely on Bean taking off that B site completely. So if VINCIT Gaming are able to give Bean any sort of trouble there, that could be lights out for the Chinese.
Yeah, and that's it, right, Cole? When we saw Bean be aggressive up against Baisha, they came out 10-1 on Port at the very start of the tournament. But that's not DGZ they're going up against, right? When we're talking about what the guys from VINCIT Gaming have to bring, it's a whole other story. But semi-final number 1, it goes from Ankara ahead to Port. If VINCIT Gaming pick this one up, they book their slot through to tomorrow's grand final. For all gamers from China, they need to turn up right here, right now.
All right, here we go. Map number 2. It's going to be VINCIT Gaming up 1-0. As we kick things off, it's going to be a flurry of nades already going down into the middle of the map here. AG, though, sneaking ZY over into the boost position, just watching for somebody to potentially drop down early. But Mazin, he's already snuck to the A bomb site. Somehow nobody has noticed him in this position. And look how much control he has, able to sneak up on the top of A. He takes down LSN. How is no one prepared for this?
Oh my god, what are we seeing here? VINCIT Gaming just sneak into A, and for some reason, despite having a 10-1 successful game against Baisha, Bean is not on the B site, and instead it's LSN, and he is unable to do anything as he gets taken out from behind, and that's exactly what I was talking about in the pre-game. Not enough emphasis on that middle area, allowing the player from VINCIT Gaming to sneak in, Mazin, and put one over all gamers early on. It's not a good sign here for the Chinese.
Definitely not. Mazin, though, surely they will not let that happen again. Port, generally a map where you have to come out strong on your defensive side to have any chance to take it away. But Mazin picks up 3 kills with the sneaky play in round number 1 here. And things could only get worse if AG doesn't have an answer to this mid-control play coming out. We'll see if Mazin goes for the play again, but this time it's going to be TMQ waiting under the bridge to see if somebody will peek. It's actually going to be ZQ holding the cross as well. This is important because now nobody can jump over the top onto the bridge, which is how Mazin was able to sneak in behind enemy lines in the opening round here. But VINCIT Gaming wasting no time taking mid control and putting their favor over towards this A bomb site.
And again, it's LSN towards B instead of Bean, who has had just phenomenal amount of success and really just put all gamers on the map for this map. So now we have ZY, though, who's in a very sneaky position. We've seen how effective it can be. We saw Imperial imply a very similar sort of strategy against all gamers. And all gamers, well, if you can't beat them, join them. But in this case, they can beat them. And Zai and LSN will combine to really eliminate anything that VINCIT Gaming are throwing at them. And Zai warming up the crowd there with a beautiful 4K and getting all gamers back in this one with a very convincing defense. And that's what you want to see more of, particularly on Port, a map that's very heavily favored towards the defensive side. And VINCIT Gaming not going to allow all gamers any rest as they quickly execute onto the B site.
ZY gets the triple kill to open it. Oh my goodness. Mazin answers back though, already finding 2 of his own. And somehow this could get turned around. DGZ takes down TMQ. And it's going to be Mazin picking up a 3rd here on the back of site. And somehow the 3 entry frags may not be enough here. Mazin, he's down to the 1v1 versus ZQ. Everyone hoping for this round for their team here. But right now ZQ has a huge disadvantage. And Mazin finishes it with the nade. And somehow, someway, they still can't win the round here with 3 entry frags.
I can't believe it. That was just unreal. VG caught them almost off guard, but then Zai with just another phenomenal 3 kill. And really, you thought it was over there, but VINCIT Gaming claw back, and Mazin 7-1 after 3 rounds. Really proving very clutch for this team, despite being a very inexperienced and very young roster. They're not used to this big stage. They're not the X-World champions, are they, Kyle? I don't think so. And instead, they're just showing all gamers one of the best Chinese teams, if not the best, in the region, that you really need to take a break if you're going to come at us. And they've got a very heavy stack towards this B side, and the forward aggression coming out from all gamers this round. But I think VINCIT Gaming know all about it. They're going to flash in, they're going to push through the smoke, and they're going to eliminate that defense, clearly opening up the B site. The retake's coming in early from all gamers, but it just won't be enough. And VINCIT Gaming, they're going to demand this B bomb site, not just ask, but they're going to get the questions, they're going to get the answers. They're in TMQ now, very sneaky. That's a sneaky position. I'm not sure. Mendez, though, does know something is up. That smoke grenade being there, Bean with the sniper rifle. You've got to say, it's going to be nigh on impossible for him to find an angle here, particularly on this small site. Mendez will plant on the outside with DGZ covering. Lucum sitting back watching the flank. Don't forget, it's still 4-on-2, but Bean finds a way somehow. TMQ not able to equalize. And a trade going the way of VINCIT Gaming is almost going to secure the round entirely for them. Definitely will need some heroics from Bean. It's an outside plan, not doable. Mendez going to finish that one off for the team. And VINCIT looking very good on their attack. This is not a good early start for all gamers.
It's definitely not, considering this is a defensive-sided map. And more importantly, this is AG's supposed best map, and with only 1 round on the board so far, it's looking a little bit shaky, to say the least, here coming out from them. But the biggest thing I've noticed here is ZQ, normally the key entry fragger's been so silent, but LSN, he steps up to the plate here, takes down Mazin, and catches him on the sneaky angle, this time not letting him sneak through.
Yeah, dead right, Kyle. ZQ has been very quiet. ZY, performing as normal. He just needs a mate. He needs somebody on his shoulder helping him out. He can't carry the load himself. TMQ was there last map towards the end, but it wasn't enough. And instead, it's not his Smash Brothers EQ that we're used to seeing for all gamers. They've scared everyone else off this map in the tournament. Instead, VINCIT Gaming are coming in with absolutely no fear. The B Execute will come in. They establish a lot of territory, yet to make a frag. And instead, LSN will come in from the B site rather, and get taken down immediately. And ZY, the man who does all the damage, will also fall without reply. But instead, it's Bean who's able to pick one up from middle. And now with a 1-on-2, it's seeming very doable for all gamers. And just as I say that, Mendez with the aggressive peek won't allow him to trade out for that AK-47 for the close range fight. And all gamers now, they look visibly shaken.
Just like that, in 5 rounds, VINCIT Gaming has been able to double the best score put up against all gamers on this map so far. So this is surely a team that's not going to go down without swinging here. VINCIT Gaming, they've got everything in the cards to take this one away, but all gamers, they need to recover quickly here. multiple players across the board having struggles, especially with these early fights in mid. And as you can see, all gamers, they see how important it is to hold on to mid here. Now putting 3 players in this position to try and shut down the push.
Wow, the crowd here trying to feed energy to all gamers. I don't think it'll be enough. The boost not working out perfectly for Vincit Gaming, but Bean, he's got that middle site locked down, and no one is coming through that smoke grenade undetected. VG look pretty disorganized right now, nothing really falling in their favor. All gamers with a very aggressive stance on that B site. Didn't work out for them very well last time. Hoping to emulate some sort of success from their earlier games here. And the execute comes in now. Vincit Gaming pushing through with flashbangs and smokes. Can they get in without being traded out equally? And ZQ will actually find one and fall. That's very important for all gamers for their B site defense. Vincit Gaming now just held off ever so slightly. They'll need to rethink their approach. They fall back towards middle. And that's a 3-man stack on the B site now, leaving it all up to Bean in middle, and the A site just seemingly completely empty, but LSN will get picked off in middle. The trade comes out from Bean. He tries to get out of dodge, but he's walked straight into a Vincit Gaming player. And without some heroics from him, he will fall quite easily. But they've walked into the stack. There's still 2 people left for all gamers. They're holding the B site, but Vincit Gaming have just gone hitman mode and gone looking for them, found them, and just put an end to it. And that's the story of this whole half. I can't believe it, Kyle.
It's pretty incredible, especially coming into this one. I thought All Gamers was one of those teams that maybe had the best potential of even beating Vincit Gaming here, but 1-5, not a score making that look too likely at this point. ZQ already being challenged here over towards the B bomb site, but this time around, it will be All Gamers taking this one very slowly as they know how much they need to get these last 3 rounds on the board for this half to have any sort of chance going into the defensive half for Vincit Gaming.
Absolutely, and you know, I just come back to this, Kyle, that they don't even win the rounds that they've proven to win before. They're doing the same sort of setups on the defense. They're going for that aggressive B halls take, but time and time again, Vincit Gaming are just destroying it with ease. It's not even close at this point. Bean lands a great shot onto DGZ, but it isn't fatal, and instead he'll fall back. And that allows Vincit Gaming also to regroup with a very heavy mid presence here, but also that A side almost seemingly completely empty as they're going to push through a smoke grenade against their better judgment. And finally, the Chinese crowd has something to cheer about as AG with a 4-up-1 advantage. Mendez just last alive, will try and cause some chaos, try and delay the inevitable, just to keep in the back of the minds that all gamers, you're not going to be able to win around too easily from us. He does have the C4. That's going to be all gamers now. You would expect normally they'd be on the hunt, but they're on the back foot here. They don't want to give away any opportunities.
Surely they also remember that Mendez was the one to get the ace against them before, but this time around, they won't let that happen. ZY gets the frag, and more importantly, the round on the board here for all gamers. 2-5, still a lot of work left to be done in these final 2 rounds of the half, but Vincit Gaming proving to be the dominant force here so far on map number 2.
Well, it's not over yet. AG do claw one back. They need to get these last 2 to really give themselves any sort of hope heading into that second half. And VG, I mean, they're happy to win this half. As you can see, they go for a bit of a risky play in middle of the last round, running through that smoke grenade. They do get punished. Wow, what can you do? We at least tried something new. But all gamers were there and ready because they haven't been holding the A site. And Vincit Gaming don't know that because everything they've been doing has been very heavily focused on middle and B. And that's because there might be some fear factor there that Bean could be holding down that site, and we know how effective he has been, and it can be quite difficult to take. Instead, that's allowed all gamers to free up an entire player, and that means they've got 4 players basically holding middle and B, and somehow Vincit Gaming time and time again have come out on top.
Vincit putting the pressure on mid. LSN, he was able to hold this one nicely in the previous round. Lukem, though, wants to take the challenge. Mazin, though, he's the one you have to keep your eye on here in the cheeky position, going for the bridge hop. He's going to find nobody defending the A bomb site. Once again, they're not even caring about this fight in mid. Mazin, he's just single-handedly taking control of the A bomb site. And DGZ, he's there to swoop in with the support, and now he can hold these long angles with that AWM in hand. And this is perfect execution on this strategy once again. But they've made one big mistake, and they left the bomb down here on the bridge. And Mazin has to sneak in, but luckily they at least have the smoke to get it done.
Well, you say it was perfectly executed, but they've lost a lot of players in the meantime, and this Smash Brothers of ZQ, ZY are still alive, and they're going to be on the retake towards the A site. I'll be very interested to see if Vincit Gaming read into this and do intend to plant on the A site still, and they do. But it's DGZ with a perfect positioning, as we've seen time and time again, and he just makes it look all too easy, holding down that A site like as if he was on the defensive side to begin with. And that's All Gamers just crumbling, as they have done this entire map so far. Almost feel like this game is already over for them, as Vincit Gaming now will set up, wait out any aggression from All Gamers, smelling that desperation in the air for that last round of the half. And, well, I can't even give All Gamers any sort of advice on what they need to do that they haven't been doing before to win this round, as it's just coming down to the aim, Jules.
It really is, and the likes of ZQ and being negative KD this far in with 3 frags and 4 frags on the board in 8 rounds is really not something you would come to expect out of this team. But you look at Vincit Gaming, each one of these individuals has been a major threat in their own way to the likes of All Gamers in this matchup, and they could potentially take this half now 7-2 with one more solid execution coming out. It looks like they are going to be trying their luck here over towards the B bomb site. ZQ, one of these players needing to step up. We'll see if he can hold on here. He's already called for the support from ZY, and now it's all about holding on here. All Gamers, they are in desperate need of the round, but here comes the push. It's going to be Lukum going down. ZY and ZQ both finding a frag here, but Ryuzo answers with 1 on to Bean, catching the flank off guard. And now it's going to be a 3-on-4 here on the post plant, but still, they're taking their time, trying to clear this one out before the bomb goes down. ZY spotted in pit. Ryuzo once more, not going to get it though. LSN shuts him down. It's Mazin and DGZ looking for some sort of hope in this round to take it back, but LSN just goes complete shutdown mode, and TMQ is there for the cleanup.
Finally, something to worry about there for Vincit Gaming, as All Gamers get the last round of the half. So we'll take a quick little break. All right, Carl. Well, there were a lot of red lights on at the start of the show and all the intro on the stage. I hope they've got the green lights calibrated, because this is looking like a decisive Vincit Gaming victory at this point now, especially after seeing those highlights and just being reminded of what a cracking start All Gamers had. And then really they just threw it away. Vincit Gaming just finding every single gap possible in the defense. Now, All Gamers, they've got that middle control, and they're just waiting patiently for that aggression from Vincit Gaming, and they are rewarded with Ryu going down as he's boosted up on the far A site. I don't think we'll see anything else out of them yet. The cards are now falling for All Gamers. They're the ones dealing out the pocket aces, and that's what they're going to need to win this match with such a big deficit.
DGZ looking for the mid pick. LSN just playing for information behind the mid box. He's going to be waiting and lurking here in the shadows potentially as the B plant comes through. LSN still trying to sneak his way in, but it's not going to matter. The shutdown's coming in on site. DGZ and Mendez both picking up frags here, and now LSN is forced to make his move. Takes down Mazin with a brilliant headshot there in mid. But will it be enough here? 3-on-3, the bomb has to back off.
Well, 3-on-3, you'd have to say favors All Gamers in a sense, but the rotate will come out and we'll find Lukum heading back towards the A site, caught out off guard from LSN as the grenade rains in. It's going to miss him completely, and Lukum now just needs to hold and wait for that close quarters fight, but DGZ actually losing the sniper duel to Bean, and the Chinese are going to push their way through the brick wall of defense, which is Vincit Gaming in the past. And 3 players now left up for Mendez. He's already got 1. Can he go for the 4 kill to secure this round? 20 seconds left. The bomb should get planted now. And a lot of work for Mendez left here to do. He's got ZQ, Bean on very low HP, and LSN. So it's up to the Chinese to throw this round away. And I think the crowd would be very upset if they do.
Mendez looking for that hope here to try and take this round back. Has to start with one of these frags going his way on LSN, or ZQ finds a potential shot there but cannot connect the spray.
You just see on their faces as well, Carl, like this round in the broad scheme of things doesn't really mean a whole lot. They already know they're behind. Even if they get it to a 6-6, it's going to take a while before we see some hope back in the All Gamers side's eyes.
Vincent Gaming, though, on the same note, they cannot get too overconfident in this position. They are just 4 rounds away from the grand finals, and they surely don't want to let that slip here by making some big mistakes and giving All Gamers that opportunity that they're looking for to bounce back into this match. LSN, though, doing a great job for his team so far in this half with 3 frags. He was one of the key impact players in the first half for his team as well. But more importantly now, Bean is on the board with him, and this is exactly what you need if you're All Gamers. If you get that along with ZQ and TMQ stepping up to the plate here, this could be what they need to turn things around. Meanwhile, though, it is going to be Vincent Gaming taking this round very safe in their approach. They know they only need 4 clean rounds before it's 6 on the board from All Gamers to take this one away.
Yeah, absolutely. And Vincent Gaming, they are the ones in a commanding lead right now. There's no need for them to do any tricks. There's no need for them to do any pushes on the A side. They need to simply let the cards fall where they may and hopefully come out on top, considering they've been playing so well. And that's the way you would expect it to go. DGZ not actually watching, instead waiting for the cross from Mazin to avoid that flashbang, and he'll spot out TMQ. Ryuzo able to find the kill. DGZ unfortunately only has the pistol, so can't stop 2 players coming up the ladder, but instead it's Mazin who will put an end to the All Gamers attack. And Ryu coming in also now to finish things off with Bean. He's got to run. He's only got a sniper rifle and a pistol. Everybody's running out of ammo, but instead it's Ryu who will finish things off for Vincent Gaming. As we talked about, they literally just had to sit and wait, and their perfectly set up defense was enough.
Vincent Gaming, you can see it in that round. The big difference here is when Vincent Gaming has an advantage, they work aggressively to hold on to it. All Gamers, they've let so many rounds that they could have potentially won slip away just by not holding on to an advantage and playing around it properly. And now it's going to be LSN starting things off, looking for the entry frags, being here as well, positioned outside of the B tunnels, looking for somebody to make the mistakes. But Vincent Gaming, they're not making them here. They're playing patiently and doing exactly what they need to in this position.
Well, they already have the bias of the map in their favor, right? They've already got that defensive side working in their favor. They don't need to be doing any sort of aggressive plays or pulling any cards out from their sleeve. So now they're just going to sit here. They're going to let All Gamers congregate outside this B site, and the execute will come in. Mendez with a perfect counter grenade, counter flash. That's going to stop them for a little bit. But instead, TMQ with a sick pick onto Mendez will find himself heading into the B site with an advantage.
Lukum, though, sneaks into the back of Pit. This is going to be one of the key positions here as DGZ picks up 1. Lukum still biding his time here, waiting for the plant, and he has to be spotted if All Gamers want to take this round. They make the decision, they clear Pit, but it's not going to matter. Mazin's there, gets the double kill as Lukum takes down TMQ. It's down to the 3-on-1 here. Bean has no idea what to do, just shell-shocked, but he turns around, gets the double kill. Lukum's on 1 HP. Somehow, this is still a winnable round for All Gamers here. Lukum, though, has to try and stall this one out and keep the bomb from being planted. Bean, he's just going to be sneaking around, but look at Lukum in this position, still has yet to leave. Pit gets spotted though, and Bean gets him on the jump, and that's going to be a huge 1v3 and quite the momentum boost for All Gamers.
That round in itself, in the context of this game, is massive from Bean. He absolutely went ham and caught out all of Vincent Gaming on his own just to capitalize and win on any sort of mistake they made late in that round. And that's a throw. That is a throw from Vincent Gaming, and that's enough. That could be the crowd just firing up All Gamers now. There's no reason for them not to come back into this round with everything. And, you know, as soon as All Gamers get their tail up and start feeling a little bit confident, imagine that. They bring back the lead into this map. They end up taking this map. Then they go into the Black Widow. You know, anything is possible. It's not over yet. Vincent Gaming can't afford to make those sorts of mistakes that basically All Gamers gave them the scoreline that they're at now because of.
Fortunately for All Gamers, though, the one thing they need here is CQ to wake up. 3 frags in total for the entire map so far. Yeah. It's just not enough to get this job done for All Gamers. Meanwhile, Vincent Gaming, they're going to be working their way over towards this A bomb site once again. TMQ going to be in a tough position, left alone as his teammates work their way over towards A, but Vincent Gaming They've stacked this one completely. Lukum pushes out of B long and takes down the lurk of TMQ. And they're forced to take this play onto the A bomb site, but Mendez has stalled perfectly so far. Ryuzo on the rotation as well. Bean tries to sneak his way in here, but Mendez still has yet to be taken down. Switches to the pistol at quite possibly the worst time, but it's not going to matter. Mazin trying to be the hero once again, and he will be. The double kill, and Ryuzo cleans it up, and it's 8 rounds now on the board for Vincent Gaming.
And they've just absolutely silenced the crowd as well. A tremendous comeback into this round where instead of being, letting all gamers dictate the pace, Vincent Gaming was there, ready and willing at every stage, holding off that A site just incredibly well and not allowing AG to get set up in any sort of post-plant defense environment where they can hold off the retake. Instead, the bomb doesn't even go down. And again, that aggression from Vincent Gaming coming out perfectly this time. Something we might actually see later on today come out from N9 for Super Valiant, that flank. He gets 1 kill, saves his life, runs away, and that was enough to really change that whole round. Mazin is also just on an absolute tear at the moment. He's playing so well for Vincent Gaming, and I mean, the whole team really is. Whereas you look at all gamers, it's TMQ, it's Bean, it's ZY, but LSN and ZQ are being a little bit quiet, and like you said, that's really not something, that's a unique thing to see from all gamers. Now, 2 rounds on the board left for Vincent Gaming to close this one out as the B execute comes through. They get in relatively far for free. Mendez falling off. LSN with a great entry and no trade coming out from Vincent. This could be very dangerous for them, but instead it is a trade both ways, and ZQ finally waking up will take down that B site and its rotators immediately. And you've got to say all gamers looking good to finish this round off.
Mazin, though, one of the deadly players in these clutch situations coming out for Vincent Gaming. DGZ, though, having a fairly quiet second half so far. We'll see if they can find their way into it, but Mazin definitely looking for those frags to start this one off on the retake. The bomb has been planted, though, so the clock is ticking to get this one done. DGZ spots 2 players, unable to connect, though. Mazin has to start forcing his way in here. Spots Bean, but it's not going to matter. ZQ takes him down. DGZ left in the 1v3, spots 1. Surely not at this point. TMQ shuts it down. And that'll be all gamers once again holding on for dear life, but these rounds are looking very close here.
They are indeed, but at the end of the day, as long as the rounds keep going up for all gamers, it's Vincent Gaming throwing away their lead, throwing away their tremendously good half. And they need to really slow things down because all gamers are actually getting the better of the run towards the later round now. And that's not good for Vincent Gaming, especially after pretty much having all gamers on the rope mentally. And they're fighting their way back into this with the help from the crowd and a nice 1v3 clutch from Bean. And now they'll group up and head towards the B site. No aggression coming out from Vincent Gaming. The A site really has been on lockdown. So I think if you're all gamers, you really do only have 2 options now. And that's either go through middle or head the B site. And Vincent Gaming, well, they're not taking any risks, so they're holding off a lot of players towards A, whereas you saw all gamers, despite it not really working out too well for them, they had a very heavy mid and B presence.
This time around, though, we do see the changeup coming out. They keep Lukum in the corner here, but will they be ready for this positioning here? Lukum still hasn't peeked out yet. They're sneaking on the site. Look at ZY just walks right past him, and now he's going to be punished for doing so. TMQ able to get 1, but it may not matter. Mendez still holding on to the back of the site here as he finds his first frag on the execution. Mendez gets the rotation from Mazin as well to try and support things, but DGZ's already found 1. Being stuck in the back line here. ZQ finds the double kill, but Ryuzo shuts him down, and it's all on Bean to clutch once again. Finds the first on Ryuzo, but it's Mazin to take it to the 1v1 here. He has the HP advantage, but the bomb is also down. It's going to be out of position for Bean right now to try and grab it.
Wow, you couldn't ask for a better fairy tale ending to this round. It's Mazin, the star for Vincent Gaming, coming up against Bean, the man who's kept AG in this game almost single-handedly. ZQ finally stepping up as well. But Mazin with a random peek is going to catch Bean off guard, and that's going to put them on match point for the Brazilians here. This could be their ticket into the grand final tomorrow.
Gotta hand it to Mazin, though. It seems like every time Vincent Gaming's back's against the wall, he's the one pulling out these huge plays to get them back on top. And now on match point, 3 chances to close this one out. They have full control over the map already. An aggressive play towards B as well, pushing for control of the B tunnels and leaving just 1 player. It's going to be DGZ alone on the A-bomb site.
well, if anyone can do it, it is DGZ. But this aggressive play on the B side, I'm not sure it's really necessary, Kyle. They can hold sights, they can hold middle, they can pick away and come on the flank. There's so many options for VG that have worked in the past, but one that hasn't is going on the forward foot and trying to catch all gamers off guard, because that has actually not worked out for them so far. But this could be the round. You never know. They are playing tremendously well. The C4 will get recovered from Zai, and AG's business plan will start coming into fruition as well at the same time as VG will push. Lukum on the flank, TMQ having a wonderful day for the team of all gamers, but unfortunately being left behind by the rest of his team. As the C4 will group up now and head towards Ryu. A bit of pressure on him. He is still very forward up, watching the smoke grenade, looking for any sort of nameplates to pop up through the smoke. All gamers are aware of his presence now. They don't know how many are there. He's done a great job to point out that maybe there's more than one. And instead, we do have Mazin, who's snuck into this very sneaky middle position to work with Ryu. He's pushed forward, and that might be an easy kill for LSN, and that's exactly what it is. He catches him through the corner of the smoke grenade, and that's a 5-on-3 advantage for all gamers. You really can't believe if they do throw it away now.
Ryu, though, gets the double kill. DGZ finds one as well, and somehow it's already down to the 2v2. Mendez and DGZ looking to still close this one out, as the bomb will be planted here on the back of the B-bomb site. ZQ and Bean started off this event as one of the dynamic clutching duos here for their team, but now more than ever, they need to close this round out to keep the dream alive for all gamers here on Port. Mendez and DGZ, though, both hunting for these last two remaining players and the defuse. 20 seconds on the clock. They have to move quickly here. Mendez prepping his last nades here to try and work their way into the back of sight. DGZ going to be the last hope, though. Mendez already taken down Bean, doing exactly what he needed to there. 5 seconds on the clock. Surely there's no way. DGZ finds one. ZQ has to run away, but he's stalled perfectly. There's no time, and all gamers will pick up the round.
Well, I was holding with bated breath there, Kyle, as I thought this could be it. This could be the end of the game. Somehow VINCIT Gaming find a way to get that back to a 2-on-2. But unfortunately, DGZ with the sniper rifle, he's just been pretty slow on the retakes to help out teammates. He's not really working together with the guys. So the retakes today have been far from impressive from VINCIT Gaming. And that's going to be around for all gamers on the back of a couple of good successful entries. Obviously, Ryu did his best to capitalize on that, get two, but it just wasn't enough. Now, with VINCIT Gaming on the precipice of getting into the grand finals, all gamers, again, they can't afford to take any risks. They're taking it slowly and methodically on the attacking side. They've done a very good job so far, considering the bias in the map leans heavily towards defense, but VINCIT Gaming have not been able to close it out easily. And again, they've got two players on the B site, as all gamers heavily group up to execute onto B. And Ryu there ready for the retake. Let's see if all gamers can successfully take this site. It will need to be flawless.
Here come the jump spots. It's going to be a counter flash over the top from Lukum, who's going to try and sneak in here. Finds himself in a tough spot, though, as all gamers now have full control. Mendez, the last one on site here. He's completely shut down. Mazin and DGZ, once again, the last two left, but DGZ is already going to be taken out. Mazin just stuck here in the back of his spawn, looking for somehow to take this one in a 1v5, but just under 10 HP. It's not going to look too likely here, as he does manage to find a second frag here. But surely AG shouldn't give him another.
Mazin, 1-on-3. The grand final ticket awaiting him if he can pull off one of these amazing clutches that he's known for. But instead, it'll be all gamers who, like I said earlier, Kyle, seem to really have some wind in their sails now. A very impressive take on the B side. I said it needed to be flawless. It was. And now they are one round away from securing overtime and keeping their life alive in this tournament. By that same token, they are one round away from defeat and playing the third place decider match later today. It's literally do or die for all gamers. VINCIT Gaming, they're starting to collapse a little bit, but this round, this is their last chance to reset the slate and finish this the way they started, 2-0 in a demanding fashion, really sending a message to the other side of the bracket.
ZQ, though, coming online in these last few rounds. He started off I believe 3-10 going into this half, now 7-4 in the second half. A huge turnaround from him and the rest of his teammates falling in line behind him to try and bring this one back. But Vincent Gaming, they still have a chance here to close this without the risk of overtime here. And they've finally decided to rotate in a little bit of extra support here on this B-bomb side. I like this decision-making coming out from the side of Vincent Gaming. Moving Ryuzao and Mendez to cross on this B entryway could be what they need.
Yeah, well, it did look like it was going to be a full attack onto the B site, but all gamers, they've read into it. They're going back through middle towards A, and A is looking relatively weak considering DGZ is there with just Mazin on the cross. And they've already snuck a player through, I think. No, not yet, but it was looking likely as two players will head wide on A, catching the attention of DGZ. And this is looking very bad for Vincent Gaming. Mazin is going to have to do extremely well. Lukum is actually going to fall, and Mazin will find Zai, and he's having a stellar round. Takes down 2. This could be their chance.
DGZ, though, forced to give up this site and play for the full retake, as they do have the numbers advantage. DGZ has to back off here, though, and wait for the support of his teammates here. Mazin does manage to find 2, but Bean almost connects there on the headshot, just barely missing what could be a crucial shot to have let fallen away from him here. Bean now has to go on the aggressive here, looking for the pick to get them an advantage here on the post plant. 30 seconds, though. It's going to be Vincent Gaming storming their way in through the smoke. DGZ finds one. ZQ trades it out, but it's not going to matter. DGZ finds another. Bean left alone. The last hope for all gamers. He's taken down. That's going to be a 10-8 and a 2-0 sweep for Vincent Gaming.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Vincent Gaming, the number 2 seed coming from the Brazilian region, the top seed in their group, take down all gamers and secure themselves a spot in tomorrow's best of 5